Welcome to Champions Code. I'm your host, Kane Swift. Today on Champions Code, imagine turning your deepest insecurities into unyielding power. Today, we reveal how being labeled a crybaby ignited a fire in Cristiano Ronaldo, forging him into a legend, and how you can use your raw emotions to unlock greatness. They called him crybaby in the dusty streets of Madeira. The insults stung like salt in an open wound, but they never saw what those tears truly meant. In a small, tin-roofed shack overlooking the Atlantic, a young boy with burning eyes kicked a worn ball against a wall. Again, again, again. The rhythmic thud echoed his heartbeat, drowning out his father's drunken shouts and his mother's exhausted sighs. This isn't just another rags-to-riches tale. This is a story about how your greatest perceived weakness can become your superpower. About how the very thing people mock you for might be the fuel that drives you to heights they never imagined possible. The Funchal neighborhood where Cristiano Ronaldo grew up wasn't on any tourist map. Here, poverty wasn't just a word. It was the metallic taste of hunger, the sound of empty stomachs growling through the night. His mother worked double shifts as a cook and cleaner, her hands raw from scrubbing other people's floors. His father, Jose, the local football club's kit man, fought his demons in bottles, drowning wartime memories in alcohol. Young Cristiano often went to bed hungry, but not because there wasn't food. He chose the ball over dinner, practicing in the dark until his mother's voice cracked with worry, calling him home. The other kids played for fun. He played for survival. "Look at him cry again," they would taunt when he lost a street match. His emotional outbursts became neighborhood entertainment, but what they saw as weakness was actually the first flicker of an inferno. Every tear carried the weight of a promise to be so good that no one could ever laugh again. At 11, he made a choice that would break most children. Leaving his family behind, he moved 600 miles to mainland Portugal to join Sporting CP's youth academy. Alone in a dormitory, his Madeiran accent drew sneers from his teammates. The same sensitivity that earned him the crybaby nickname now kept him awake at night, writing in a journal, transforming homesickness into hunger for success. Then came the day his heart betrayed him. At 15, during a training session, his chest tightened like a fist. The diagnosis, tachycardia, a racing heart condition that threatened to end his dream before it began. The doctors spoke of limitations, of a life away from football. The fluorescent hospital lights cast harsh shadows on his mother's worried face. Days after heart surgery, against all medical advice, he was back on the training ground. Pale, weak, but possessed by something stronger than physical pain. His teammates watched in disbelief as he pushed himself harder than before. A coach found him one night, long after practice, running sprints in the rain. If you're enjoying Champions Code, please like, subscribe, and scan the QR code for our free 7-day email course, The Champion's Edge. Learn the elite mindset of warriors like Jordan and Phelps to intelligently outperform. Now, back to the episode. Manchester United came calling when he was 18. The Premier League wasn't just a new league, it was a gladiator arena. Defenders twice his size tried to break him. The British press mocked his flashy style, but that same sensitivity that once brought tears now fueled an obsession with perfection. He was first to training, last to leave. While others saw a show-off, Sir Alex Ferguson saw something familiar, the hunger of someone fighting to escape their past. In 2005, at just 20 years old, Cristiano received the news that would shatter anyone. His father, Jose, had lost his battle with alcoholism. The next day, Portugal had a crucial World Cup qualifier. He played, through tears, through grief, through a pain few could understand. This wasn't about football anymore. It was about honoring the man who, despite his demons, first put a ball at his son's feet. Success came like an avalanche. Records fell. Trophies accumulated. The €94 million transfer to Real Madrid made him the world's most expensive player. But with each achievement, the pressure mounted. The same emotional intensity that marked him as a child now made him a target. Too arrogant, they said, too focused on individual glory. What they didn't see were the private moments. The hours spent perfecting free kicks long after teammates had gone home. The strict diet, the ice baths, the relentless pursuit of improvement. That crybaby had transformed his sensitivity into an unquenchable drive for excellence. In 2022, at the peak of his career, life reminded him of its cruel unpredictability. The loss of his newborn son brought the mighty Cristiano Ronaldo to his knees. But something extraordinary happened. Liverpool fans, fierce rivals, stood and sang, "You'll never walk alone," in solidarity. The boy who once cried alone in Madeira found strength in showing his vulnerability to the world. Today, as the first male player to score 900 career goals, Ronaldo's legacy transcends statistics. In a world that often mistakes sensitivity for weakness, he proved that emotion, properly channeled, becomes unstoppable force. The crybaby from Madeira didn't just succeed. He revolutionized what's possible when you turn your perceived weaknesses into strength. This isn't just his story, it's a challenge to you. What are you hiding? What part of yourself have you been taught to be ashamed of? That sensitivity you try to suppress, that intensity others tell you to tone down, that's not your weakness, that's your fuel. Remember, they called him Crybaby because he cared too much, because losing hurt him more than others, because he felt everything so deeply. And that same intensity drove him to heights his critics couldn't even imagine. Your fire is waiting. The question isn't whether you have it. The question is, what will you do with it? The world doesn't need another emotionless achiever. It needs people brave enough to feel deeply, care intensely, and transform that raw emotion into unstoppable drive. Just like a young boy from Madeira who turned his tears into triumph. Your greatest weakness isn't what you think it is. It's believing that you need to be less of yourself to succeed. Ronaldo's story teaches us one vital truth: don't dim your fire. Let it burn brighter. Let it burn everyone who said you cared too much. Let it light the way for others who think their sensitivity makes them weak. The time for hiding is over. Your intensity is your superpower. Use it. On the next episode of Champions Code, imagine if the relentless drive and emotional turmoil of one sports icon could inspire another. This week, we've seen Cristiano Ronaldo's journey from vulnerability to victory, fueled by his past struggles. But what happens when a child born into chaos finds his strength on the court? What if that child grew up to carry the weight of an entire nation's dreams? Next week, as we switch to the hardwood and delve into the world of basketball, you won't want to miss how LeBron James turns his tumultuous past into a beacon for change, both on and off the court. His story is about to tip off, and it's guaranteed to leave you on the edge of your seat. Please like, subscribe, and scan the QR code, or follow the pinned link to get our free 7-day email course, The Champion's Edge. 7 days, 7 champion habits. Train your mind like an Olympian and outmaneuver competitors while putting in less effort. Click the video that just popped up to watch the next one in this series. Or for episode summaries, behind-the-scenes info, and more, go to daily8.com/cc. Thanks for watching.